The trunk stay bumpin', y'all know we run the town. Hood nigga, and I keep a bad bitch around. Thick bitch, long hair, yellow, white, red, brown. Hood nigga, and my Chevy sitting on 24s. Flats look like flapjack, pancake you ain't know. Hood nigga, I'ma play the game how it go. They can take me out the hood, but I'ma keep it hood, folks. I'm on that good and alcohol. I got some down bitches I can't call. What's that? I don't know what I would do without y'all. I'ma fall till the day I fall. Yeah, long as my bitches love me. Country shit, country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this super fly, dirt coast muddy water. Shorty, pop that pussy if you wanna. Let me tell you about this old school pouring lean candy yams and collard greens. Pocket full of stones, riding clean.
Well, I'm just one parlay away from a new house, new car. I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away, one parlay away, one parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over, took my homes on yards. Everything is going good so far. Lakers beating the Knicks, spread is only 6. 2 minutes left in the game, baby. I'm about to hit. Ow!
I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, mama. No, oh no. I want you. A man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. All these hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 Ain't
paid a visionary. I keep sticks up on my side, got more than the military. Got up in that pussy, leave it creamy, Ben and Jerry's. Take off like a jet, I'm feeling like I'm Jason Terry. These niggas hate it, but these bitches love the way I'm shining though. I might get 100 years if the police find a dope. Dreaming for my baby mama, cause I found a finer hoe. I done put my bitch.
Yo, what up, though, people? Another episode of the C Money Podcast. Finna get it cracking. I got the homie JJ in the building, my homie Wally in the building. What's going on with y'all?
Yo, what's going on?
What's cracking, my boy?
Man, same thing, different day. Look, we ain't gonna take niggas day up too long. We gonna start right into this motherfucker. Jump right into this game one. I know game one, a lot of people, if y'all didn't see it, Tyrese hit some bullshit to give him the game winner. But OKC, they got stunned game one with like 9 left on the clock or some crazy shit like that. But game was 111-110. Siakam had 19 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Halliburton 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. SGA though, on the flip side, he had 38, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Jalen Williams 17, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Wally, what you think about this first game?
So, I mean, pretty much like I thought it would be the first time I mentioned it. It really just all, at least for this game, it just really depended on who had it more cohesive, like starting five. And, you know, at this game, personally, it was just Pacers a little bit more than it was the Thunder. Mm-hmm. Granted, you got one soldier in SGA, you know, putting up 38. But, you know, again, like, main thing I just pointed out, like, the first time when I predicted it. The main thing I had it for this is I just believe that Pacers, regardless of one person or not, is just a more well-balanced team where you have your starting five can make 10 plus points, and at the same time you also got some solid bench players that can come off the bench and make some points as well, which is pretty much the story of the first game. So
yeah, the first game was kind of a doozy. I'm not gonna lie, it was up damn near 20 something going into the half, I believe. And OKC just like turned it around and just like flopped. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what the fuck Rick Carlisle told them niggas in Indiana going back into the second half, but they went from having, I believe, like 19 turnovers. But before I, you know what I'm saying, say it wrong, because I know they ended the game with damn near 20 turnovers as a team, which is absolutely ridiculous to somehow still come out with the win. It's pretty shocking. Yeah,
Pacers had 24 turnovers.
Yeah, the 25 right here. 25.
Interesting.
25.
Okay, so I'm guessing they must have missed one because they said 24 here for Pacers and then 6 for OKC.
Yeah, so they missed one. They missed one on both sides because it says OKC with 7 and Indiana with 25. I'm on the ESPN site right now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, though, if you still look at it, though, points off turnovers, surprisingly, Indiana, they converted way more points off them turnovers. I'm talking about, my bad, gave that back, wrong way. OKC, they scored 11 points off them turnovers, but either way, it's like they could have scored way more. They got 25 turnovers. And I mean, it says right here the largest lead was 15, so I stand corrected. And for the largest lead for Indiana was 1, and that was literally the last second and a half of the game. So, I mean, it was a great game, but 20-something turnovers is ridiculous. But Pascal Siakam, he played a great game in game one. He was the reason why they even stayed in the game. I mean, on the box score, it's not going to completely show up. But while we just looking at the box score itself, I mean, those 10 rebounds definitely made a difference. He was he was minus 10 on the box score. But either way, all the defensive deflections he was possibly getting, guarding who he was guarding, he was a major factor in that game. Halliburton's got to wake up earlier in these games, especially game one. I mean, granted, they got the opportunity to come back because they had other players, like you said, in this particular game that was still showing up. But you can't wait that late in the game, third, fourth quarter, to decide, oh, yeah, I'm showing up to the party now. You just can't do that. Especially.
Now, because I just want to bring up this interesting point because it was funny you say it, right? Because I saw the other day about this post on NBA on ESPN, right? And it was an NBA skills trainer, Drew Henley.
Yeah, I know he is.
Yeah. So he broke it down. Like he was saying, the more aggressive he is, the more his team wins. He's talking about Tyrese Halliburton at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he also made the statement by going in by saying the big quote that we always say is sometimes being too unselfish is actually being selfish. When Halliburton is unselfish, it actually negatively impacts his team's success and negatively impacts his team's negatively impact his teammates' success and negatively impact his team's success.
Yeah, because
Right.
if Halliburton's playing light, he's the playmaker. If he's not actively making plays for himself, the team's not
Right.
it's not going to run as a ship.
Right, but I mean, no. I mean, you're right. What you're saying, because the reason why I was pointing that out is because I think that's what it is. Is like, but that's sadly the archetype of a point guard, right? Is like point guards always going to think about move the ball, make sure the ball gets to the right people, make sure it gets to the right position at the right time, make your score, land it, and then shift it, and then keep rolling in, get on defense. Everything else, you ain't gonna really think about scoring like that. You just really making sure everyone gets in position and lock it up, and then make sure they make their best shot at the basket.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, when do you end up realizing, okay, switch that fuse and say, oh no, it's time to go. It's like, freak this. It's time to ball out. It's like, forget, like, okay, look, hey, I ain't at it right now. Okay, cool, freak it. It's time to me to go shoot up a blaze and start knocking this down. Like, so yeah, I think that's what it is right there for him. Is like that switch to like end up switching up, becoming that shooter versus becoming that perimeter like guard and just you know managing everything.
Yeah, and also to that point, I didn't mention his name. Obi Toppin had an amazing game one. He was balling his fucking ass off. He put up that 17 points, but those 17 points may not have seemed a lot to a lot of people because they 14, 15, he fucked up my parlay and kissed my ass. Who gives a fuck about your parlay? Obi Toppin played a great game. Those 17 points, he had a lot of defensive stops. He had a lot of key threes to even keep them in the game, to keep it close. Same thing with Pascal, I already mentioned, but I had to mention Obi Toppin too. I totally forgot. But Jay, how you feel about this game one, dog?
But the game one was to get a field game, man. It was supposed to see how the pace was going to play in and the feeling for OKC. I think as soon as they got the feeling for it, it was like, okay, this is probably what it's gonna be like. It's probably what it's not gonna be like. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to ram. I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me a second, bro.
No, you good. Nah, but shit. As we talking about this game, I know bro dealing with his son or whatever. It's all good. But nah, it's like I think what bro was saying in terms of game one, it was a fill out game for both teams because you did see both teams kind of start off kind of slow. Neither team was really playing their game per se, but that's also accredited. I'm not gonna give either team decline or give either team props for it, but that's just finals basketball. The intensity amps up. The nerves amp up. Everybody get more nervous. There's more cameras in the building. But main thing is the defensive intensity ramps up. You got Lou Dort guarding Halliburton damn near 94 feet. You got Neesmith turning around, or if not Neesmith, Nembhard turning around and guarding SGA on the other end, going 94 feet with them niggas. At some possessions, you see SGA or Caruso even flipping, and now he's guarding the big man in the Pascal Siakam for Indiana when he's playing 5. So they're filling out matchups for sure, especially in game one. They did it a lot in game two, which we are going to get to. But in game one, I do agree with Jay. It was a fill out game, but I don't think OKC should have let that slide like that. There's no way that game should have slipped out of their hands like that. You had them down bad. They had 25 turnovers this game. Y'all only had 7. Y'all got to get more points off them turnovers. I'm sorry. Y'all only created 11 points off turnovers. Y'all got to amp up that. That's
what I'm saying. Like, as much, like, again, like, just looking at this game, as much as it is decent on their end for what they did on this, but it's also the reason why I somewhat look at this and be like, because at first when I saw it, number 55, Hardenstein, I'm thinking, I thought he probably left the game that day. I don't know if he did or I don't know, but so I'm thinking to myself, like, he would have just
sat him for some reason.
Huh?
They sat him for some reason.
Okay, because I ended up seeing him on the second day, and I'm like, okay, so he's actually still there. But I'm like, they just having him on the bench. I don't know why they flowing him around in different directions, but man, that's pick and choose. It's on them. But it was just sort of weird. But that was the main thing I was questioning, because if you really look at it, right, like just looking at first game in like starting five, like it's so crazy. Almost everybody from let me make sure. Yeah, literally Tyrese to Turner, with if he had one more rebound, then of course Aaron, and then of course Pascal, yeah. All of them all had like a double.
Yeah, pretty much. They all did a great game.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, you have the guard, and then of course everyone coming off the bench. It's like that. It's pretty tough right there. It's like you're just getting holed up, and then everybody else is like, all right, you're making these points here and there, but it's like you ain't making it convincing enough to overtake. Chet Holmgren, even though he's playing center, I mean, you would have think he would have put up a little bit more points. Didn't do that. I'm like,
I think that's a more physical position for him, especially considering this is really his only, if you want to be technical, his second year in the NBA, because he didn't play his first year. So, I think that's why they got Hartenstein, was to kind of take some weight off of Holmgren, considering they already saw he's injury prone. This first
I thought this was his third year.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's his third year by record, yeah, but he didn't play that first year.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying because he injured his foot playing summer league with LeBron.
No, I know.
Whole year, so I don't really count that first year. So I only say he's in the.
Well, yeah, I don't count it either. But I'm just saying, like, that's just in terms of like playing, like, okay, yeah, even which way, either way. But it's like, at this point, it's like, hey, look, if you know that that's going to be your scorer, then I don't know what's the point of holding your scorer to a center role when he could just be the power forward role. But then, hey, that's on them. They see what they see, call it for what they call it for. But even then, it's like I had that thing, but I ain't gonna lie though, right? Like even just looking at it from the second game, which I know we're gonna get to, is like this is where like pretty much that statement that I mentioned about Tyrese earlier. Like, yeah, there's gonna be that time where eventually, if they're gonna win, he's gonna have to like start gunning.
Yeah, he is. Definitely is. But I know my boy JJ, he said he had to go. He's handling his son, which we totally understand over here in the network. I got kids as well, so we totally get it. Shout out to you for even hopping up on here, brother. Appreciate it. But now, look, we're going to hop to this game, too, real quick, though. But any other comments about game one, though, Wally, before we, pop off that?
Nah. I think, honestly, like, it's pretty much, we pretty much call it. This is pretty much a standard game. You really can't call it any other which way other than, you wish there was a little bit more work for Holmgren, because I think, honestly, if Holmgren put up more points, I think they would have took game one easy.
Yeah, but like you said, it's all up to matchup, like JJ said, too, before he dipped. And it's also kind of like a feel-out game for both teams. It really just depended. But I will say Hartenstein was key, and he still has been. He's been great off the dribble handoff, the DHOs, the fake passes, the getting to the lane by himself. He's been playing great. I would definitely give Hartenstein his props for that, even though they did bullshit him. I don't know why. He might have even had more fouls than what I think he did, but we ain't even going to go back to live to that shit. But they tied it. Halliburton did hit an amazing game winner in game one, but now we are focused here on game two. Game two, people. Now, Wally, what do you have to say about game two before I give my little, spiel?
All right, so game two. Well, yeah, this is what I was sort of leading to as far as this. So again, game two. Granted, same velocity, same philosophy that I mentioned, right? They all started great, had decent points coming in. Granted, they weren't in no double-double territory though, like the first game. And of course, same group of soldiers coming off the bench, making their efforts be known on there. But this time around, now you sort of like the starting five. I think the starting five is pretty much the same. The only difference is Caruso coming in making 20, coming off the bench. Aaron Wiggins making 18, coming off the bench. And then you got just a couple of other players just making their rounds somewhere on the court, wherever they can fit in, where they get in. So this right here is just one of those tough things. But it's like, I know they mentioned like all 5 scores, right? They mentioned Alexander, they mentioned SGA, they mentioned Alex Caruso, they mentioned Aaron Wiggins, then they mentioned Chat Hungridge, they mentioned Jalen Williams. So it's like you look at those points in comparison, it's like this is going to be that thing where you start to realize the more one-sided a team be's, like as far as scoring, eventually this is going to look very lopsided. And I think at this point, Tyrese is just going to have to really kick it up a notch and be like, hey, it's the playoffs. I get it. You got a whole team. But at this point, it's time to get hungry out there.
Yeah, it is.
Because it only took like at least one person. And, well, it almost became really 3 people. I mean, well, 2 more people behind SGA that really scored 20 plus. It almost came 4 people. I mean, yeah, let me put that. Hold on. Oh, no, actually, yeah, 3 people. 3 people.
First time in the finals since, like, I think they said 20-some years. 4 players have scored 15 plus.
Yeah. But even with this game, right, it's like they both committed the same amount of turnovers other than one. And it's still, but yeah, this game was way more different overall.
Yeah, so, I mean, I agree. But, again, I'm looking back at these turnovers for not just Indiana, well, not just OKC, but majorly for Indiana. This is the second game in a row you've at least given up 15 plus turnovers, dog. This is ugly. It's ugly. I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all can't keep turning the ball over that often. Because I mean, granted, y'all gave up only 14. Y'all scored 17 on the 14 turnovers, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gave up. So y'all did a lot better than game 1. But the problem comes into play still with me, bro. Y'all have given up over 30 turnovers in 2 games, y'all. That can't happen. That just absolutely can't happen. And like you said, Halliburton has got to step up way earlier than what the hell he's been doing. Halliburton, he balled out towards the end of the game. That's how he ended up with 17. But he only had 3 points going into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, see, and that's my thing is like, that urgent, like there's gotta be a mode. Like, granted, yeah, again, like don't get me wrong, again, you got a well-balanced team, but eventually it's like who's gonna take that ball and say it's time to take it home?
Yeah, because I mean, again, my basketball coach used to always preach a sense of urgency. Like he seems like he's still playing a regular season game. Like this ain't no regular season shit, my boy. I get the playoffs is differently because you can game plan for all 5. So there probably is a true game plan for Halliburton, which is why we've been seeing Dort guarding Halliburton, and then all of a sudden they might switch. Maybe it might be Caruso for a little bit, then it might be SGA for a little bit, but they always make sure they keep an aggressive defender on Halliburton. I don't know, but I definitely noticed in game 2, the key factor was to keeping Halliburton out of the lane. Once they kept him out of the lane, there was no more offense. So I mean, it's kind of he's gonna have to learn how to settle for where he can get his shots at, and I think that's gonna be the difference between him and SGA. Because SGA, you saw him take a lot of those mid-range shots that maybe he might not have been able to get to the lane to actually get a layup, but he'll stop, create a little separation, a little midi. That's 2 points still, but he's not forcing forcing a pass or forcing an unnecessary play. Halliburton necessarily sometimes out of necessity has to force a play. SGA don't do that because he still shoots and creates that mid-range shot for himself.
Right. I mean, granted, look, at the end of the day, it's still like right now, because both of them just got there. So I'm not going to hold either one of them up if, one of them fails to one of them succeed, because it's at the end of the day, it's like, all right, this is your first one. So it's like, all right, the next one, if you ever get a chance to come back again, like you got to be on point now. But this time you got to it got to cinch in like, okay, it's time to be on go mode.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it fair for both teams, that they both have NBA champions on their team. Like Caruso's preaching in his locker room, like it's a 7-game series. We got to play 48 minutes. Siakam is doing the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we have completely no experience on this side and no experience on this side. Nah, y'all both got completely young cores with one player on each side that has played significant finals minutes and won a championship at that. So it's fair to me on both sides, for real.
Oh yeah.
The only thing is, I think OKC is this much closer to dynasty mode than a lot of other teams.
I
Like-
mean, I think they could. I think it all depends on how they set up. Because of course, I mean, but look, let's see. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. If they can tweak like that position that Cason Wallace has.
Oh, you
If
talking
they
about
can
the guard?
Yeah, if they can tweak that out and like swap someone else in, maybe.
See, I
think
mean,
that's- they changed the whole thing from there.
yeah, they only started casing for that one game. And shout out JBJ for hopping up on the panel. What it do though?
Is that one game?
Yo.
Yeah, Kaysen, he only started that one game. The normal lineup is SGA. Then it's
Nope, he was in the first game too.
he started game 2 as well.
Yeah, he started game 1 and game 2.
Then yeah, OKC just flipped up their lineup to play smaller against them, because if that be the case, because I mean, generally speaking, OKC is a bigger team overall than Indiana. So if we play with their normal lineup, it would have been Hartenstein at the 5, Chet at the 4, Jalen Williams at the 3, Dort at the 2, and then SGA at the 5. Nobody in that lineup was under 6'5", bro. So at that point, you got a speed advantage for Indiana. So to balance that out, you got to pull Hartenstein out the game. But at some point, you got to still bring him back in the game once they have Turner in the game balling, because Turner's too big for Holmgren, way too big for him. Maybe not height-wise, but strength-wise, we've seen Chet have easy layups, and Turner's just too big, and he just bodies him back out the lane and blocks the shot.
I see why they went with that lineup. That lineup makes sense because Indiana had the fastest pace in the league. So go smaller so you can run with them.
Exactly.
I get it.
You like I said, height-wise, you already got him at that advantage, so you can stop a lot of inside the lane layups and things like that. But as far as speed, though, you're gonna have to have somebody in the game to replace Dort, because I mean, Dort's fast, yeah, but if you have Dort, Hartenstein, Chet, somebody's gonna get beat. Somebody is. I don't know who at that moment, but somebody's definitely gonna get beat though.
See how it worked out, man.
Yeah,
Who you had again? Who you had in the series? Because I had OKC in 6.
I had OKC. I thought it was gonna be 4, but
Okay. And Wally, who you had?
Honestly, yeah. But I mean, really, I didn't really choose. I just really just talked about both sides. Because I really said for Pacers, it was going to be based upon a group effort. OKC, it was just going to be based upon the main faces, and then mainly just SGA. So it really just all depends.
I still need to know who you pick, Wally. That is so ambiguous.
Again,
I don't know.
he literally just said I didn't honestly really pick. I really said it was
Wally, he did pick. Wally just said it was a toss-up between both, just because they were young teams.
I mean, if I had to pick,
I'm trying to get you to pick one. Pick one for me. Who you got?
If I'm just taking a wild guess here on some estimation, yeah, I'll pick Pacers.
Pacers. How many you got them in?
Oh yeah, I'm going on deep end. I'm going with 6.
Pacers and 6. All right.
That makes sense. For you, that deep of a series, I can't knock it either. Because
I was already banking on 6 anyways. So that was one thing for sure. I was banking this needed to be 6 or 7.
I will say this though. OKC, they might be the most dangerous team defensively in the NBA. Yes, Indiana's the fastest team, and also the comeback kids. They will make a comeback on any team at any given moment. We saw it clearly in game 1 with JBJ. I got to get your quick analysis on that. But 25 turnovers in game 1, somehow they still end up with a 1-point victory because Hallie hit an amazing game winner. And by the way, before we move on back to JVJ, I know y'all niggas saw it if you watched the game. Miles Turner absolutely baptized Isaiah Hartenstein.
Oh yeah, when he came down the lane, like,
boy, he absolutely baptized that man.
I've been trying to get him on the Warriors for years. People been telling me it's a terrible trade. I'm like, if he do that right there. That's all we would need that nigga to do.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Give me about 15 points a game.
And I ain't gonna front. Now I gotta say this too before I let you go. But Indiana, y'all should be very worried right now as fans. And y'all, believe me or not, Miles Turner is a free agent this year. He can go anywhere the fuck he wants to. That man
Come
plays
on
good
over
enough
to Bay.
to where if he gets a contract to where Indianapolis just ain't filling his pockets the way they want to, or y'all find out his loyalty ain't as loyal as y'all thought he would be, y'all in trouble.
Come on out to the Bay, baby. Come on to the Bay.
But go ahead, Jay.
Oh no, shit, I ain't got shit. Well, you said you want me to talk my thoughts on game one?
Yeah, game one.
Shit, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Thunder learned a lesson that I don't think they're gonna. They learned a lesson, and they're gonna learn from that mistake. And I don't believe that mistake will ever happen again in this finals. I don't see it ever happen again. They took their foot off the gas. They were beating them boys down. They took their foot off the gas, thinking that they got this, like they had all these other games during the season, and they got walked down. You see what happened in game two. They not leaving that shit up for question and leaving it up for chance. And I believe you're gonna see a big push from. I think the Pacers will give probably their best game next game, but after that, I don't see. And I still got OKC winning the next game, but I believe the Pacers gonna give them a closer game, and then after that, it's just gonna be.
See, it's funny you say that because I think it's the reverse order. I think OKC gonna come out and punch them in the mouth in Indiana in game one, and then in game two to redeem themselves. So it don't seem like they're gonna go down 3-1 in Indiana. They're gonna come back in that last game, game 4.
Oh no, I wasn't saying I got the Pacers for game 3 because I got OKC winning both games in Indiana.
No, I get you, but I'm saying if there was a scenario where OKC loses, I think OKC will be more likely to lose game 4 than
game 4.
Yeah, because they're going to come to Indiana and they're going to punch them right in the mouth just to dissolve all that. Oh, yeah, Indiana's crowd is loud. Yeah, whatever. OKC used to that.
You see, the way I think it's going to play out, because I call 6. I think OKC win 3, OKC win 4, Pacers win 5. Then they playing for their life. Because I'm saying they playing. If they win, if OKC win the next 2, they up 3-0, well, 3-1. So I would definitely have to give. Huh?
They're playing for their life the rest of the series at that point.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it'll be 6 games. They already got their one. I thought they were going to get one on the road. I just didn't think it would be game 1. But now that the OKC done show me what they I think they figured it out. I think they're going to win the next 2 in Indiana. And then they're going to come back, lose one at home, and then win that shit on the road in Indiana.
Yeah, I think one of those 2 ways, either what you saying or what I think is going to happen for sure, because there's no way I don't think this goes 7. If it does go 7 on some real shit, it's because Indiana got hot. Again, Indiana is one of them teams where they get hot. They're hard to slow down. Nesmith, you saw a little glimpse of it in game 2. Obi Toppin, we saw a little bit glimpse of him in game 1. If they ever get a combination of those 2 hitting at the same time as Siakam, Halliburton distributing the ball like they normally do, TJ McConnell coming off the bench and being a demon, I don't know if OKC can weather that type of storm because they haven't dealt with that shit this year.
Well, if everybody playing like that on the Pacers, and Halliburton actually give you at least 25 points, they got a better chance than what they had last night.
Yeah, they got a better chance than what they got overall. I just think, like you said, the chances are it's going to be over in about 5 or 6. Because if anything, I think Indiana, they're going to come to Indiana and get hype. Maybe first quarter, second quarter, they might dominate. By the third quarter, SGA going to start taking over. And that 38 going to start, not 38, that 31 a game, that's going to start hitting niggas. Because that 31 a game is eventually going to start taking over. And it's like, if you can't stop that 31, then I don't know.
Because they ain't got nobody that can guard them. But shit, I'm ready to see what Siakam do. Siakam been holding steady. Last game, he got to play better than that. But all of them had a down game. They really didn't shoot that bad, but they didn't have enough.
I agree with you. Siakam needs to do more, but at the same time, how much more can he do? Because he's being guarded by a twin tower front. You got to deal with Caruso sometimes if you out there on the perimeter. But then if you get past him, you got to deal with Chet if he's down there. But then if you flip it and Chet and Hartenstein are in the game, you got to deal with Chet on the perimeter. Then you go down low, now you got Hartenstein in front of your face. That's 2 7-footers.
Right, he can figure it out for more at least than 15 points. He can't score 15 points and they win. He can't. Him and Halliburton got to be 20-point scorers unless Halliburton just have a crazy assist game and hit a shot. But Siakam he's got to be their leading scorer. He's got to at least give you 20 a night at the bare minimum, 20 a night. Shit, he can shoot. Shit, move around on Chet. Chet ain't as fast as you is. Like Chet can move his feet from side to side and shit, but he can get past Chet. He can get past Chet.
He might be able to get past Chet, but again, once you get past
Ain't
Chet,
worry about no Hartenstein. Not worry about Hartenstein in the rim.
And I just thought about it too, because Chet is a 7-footer, like you said, and he can move. By the time you actually do get past that nigga, you on the block.
Maybe so, possibly. But
By the time you on the block, now Hartenstein's vertical. Like, you're done.
Well, I'm saying you watched him game one. He did a game one, so that's what I'm saying. Like
he did.
They he just gotta play better, man. They just gotta look. He can't be the leading scorer on the team and not give you 20. Like they skated by with him getting 19 in game one. They skated by, but it was a team effort. You had like what they had 6 people in double digits. Had fucking
had 17.
3 over 15 points, and the other 2 gave you 14. So I'm like, you can get by with numbers like that, but when it's not a full team effort like it was in game 2, that's where he got to step up.
Yeah,
he got to step up and get some points.
And in game 1, like you were saying, as far as in terms of team effort, OKC really didn't have a team game effort type thing. It was just really SGA that was out there balling. Dort hit a couple threes, yeah, but
well, you can't forget that. You can't forget that 20 from Caruso off the bench. That helped out a lot.
Yeah, that helped out a lot. Yeah, but Jalen Williams, he shot so atrocious.
He shot bad. He only got 19. He been playing bad this whole playoff run, in my opinion.
No, he has. He been shooting horribly. I definitely say that. Like a lot of open shots that he should make, they're just not falling. Maybe he's just having a slump. Who knows? But he's definitely shooting terribly. If he shot like he normally did this per regular season, we wouldn't even be talking right now.
Yeah, it'll be a landslide victory. But look, both of the players need a Robin to come along. Because everybody handed the team to Tyrese Halliburton. I'm like, he's not the best player Siakam is to me. But I know the style and they like what he does at his position. But both of them, Batman gotta be on and Robin gotta be on. If neither one of them ain't on, then you're gonna have a problem. You see that Shea got some help last game. We're gonna see how it play out. We'll see how it play.
Definitely are. But so look, I'm gonna randomly go back to the old format. You know what I'm saying? I got a WTF of the week. Random shit. So look, I seen some shit online. I know we ain't talked about the Diddy and Cassie shit, and I'm not gonna go into detail until that's fully completed. Because
thank the Lord.
Yeah, we all know. But some funny shit to me. Well, not funny, but funny to me. Say that. The world kind of like is pointing out that Cam said some fucked up ass shit. And Jay, did you see it?
Nah, I ain't see it. I'm ready to see now. So
Cameron interviewed one of the workers from the situation. Like that. And he fucking asked the worker this question. So real quick.
You know, my nigga. How was that pussy though?
I mean, bro, even if it was fire.
Bro, was the pussy good for family? Let's stop with political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street or 40th. Was the pussy, how was that pussy, my nigga?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like I got a dude pacing back and forth.
All right, we ain't gotta keep going.
You know what I'm saying? My peripheral.
The extra details is wild. But that's Cam's wild question. JV, do you have any statements behind that crazy? I didn't think that somebody was gonna actually ask that question as a nigga, but he asked.
Cameron would be the one to ask that question. I wouldn't ask the nigga that question, especially not on no podcast and nothing like that. But hey, look, he wanted to know. Look, I'm sorry, but New York niggas are funny to me. They're a different breed.
They are fucking hilarious, dog. I always wondered if somebody was gonna ask the question. I didn't think anybody was gonna go that far to actually ask it, but this man went up there and asked it though. Wally, what you think about this nigga asking that shit?
We got Wally.
I keep forgetting my damn mic was off. Okay, it was the most nonchalant, funny shit ever. Literally, just the way he said it. So, yeah, how was that pussy? It was hilarious. That shit was hilarious. Just the way it rolled out of his mouth, I'm like, God damn, nigga, what are we doing here? Wait a minute.
Trying to find out that pussy good.
I mean,
Yeah.
shit, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. It was a waste of a question. Like, we already know you can't sing. Like, man, you better hope that thing good.
Yeah, might try to slide. Might try to slide in there. He just trying to get the information ahead of time. He's like, look, after this trial, I'm not gonna slide up on him.
Hey, look, I say it like this: if you like, think of it like this, all right? For most of y'all, for any girl that y'all ever had, if she wasn't good, you wouldn't keep her, right?
Oh
Say it
shit.
again. Hold on. What did he left? Yeah, I was about to ask him again. What's he saying? Did he say any girl that wasn't good? Did you keep her?
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
I'm about to say I have. I'm about to say I have.
That was my fault. I tried to click two things at one time and it fucked up.
Kick Wally ass up out of here.
My bad, Wally. My bad. Whenever the fuck you pop back up, that was my fault.
Tell him to hit the link. But no, I wouldn't kick a girl to the curb because the pussy wasn't good.
I mean, I wouldn't kick it to the curb either, but I also wouldn't.
It depends on how long we've been together, though. How long we've been fucking with each other. Because we just fucked one time and the pussy wet. I'm going to go back one more time to see if it's straight. And if it ain't, then I'm out. But like, if we get into a relationship and your pussy just get bad for some reason, yeah, man, look, if I like you, I'll still be around here. You just going to be doing extracurricular activities.
Type shit. My bad, Wally. I hit the wrong link. I tried to hit the other thing part of it.
Okay. Yeah, I could have hit that. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, the fact that you even asked, I'm like, bro, I wouldn't keep a chick around me if it wasn't good. At least for Diddy's case, I'm like, if you playing with that and that's all you're really doing with them, like, why else would you keep it?
Yeah, some people get caught up in the way somebody look. Because Cassie was attractive. She still look good. I ain't gonna hold it, but some dudes will do that. Just keep the bitch around because she a good looking bitch.
Well, yeah, for Diddy's case, yeah, he's gonna have to because we all know he's on AKA Nefarious Auras.
Yeah, they've been saying a whole bunch of stuff. I'm ready for the trial to hear at the end because I've been hearing some very interesting things.
I've been hearing some things that as a man I refuse to repeat out loud. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah. I'm just saying that nigga wasn't doing all that shit by himself.
No, he wasn't doing it by himself, but at all. He was doing some things that involved other people's things too. But
Little freaky things. Freaky things.
Very freaky things. But you know what? Hey, look. So I was gonna do this fucking NBA trivia shit, but I had a couple other people that wasn't available at the time, so they wasn't able to, know what I'm saying, pop back up here. So look, we is finna do this little part one of this damn. I know JBJ probably seen it. They got a 1 Laker fan versus 10 Laker haters. JB, don't start that bullshit. You know how you be sometimes when it comes to these damn videos. You be on their ass.
Just here for the ride.
No,
but when they say something stupid, you already know you got to call it out.
Oh yeah,
some people just be hating. I don't even think we need to stop calling that shit hating because sometimes this shit ain't hating, bro. This is just straight evil. This shit is just some evil shit that be coming out of people's mouths. Like is it evil hate? It's beyond hate though. It's another level, man. I don't know. Ugh.
I mean, sometimes, but other times these niggas be telling the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of these people be on here forcing it in their little sessions and especially in their little debate groups. They don't be talking about nothing at all.
I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see the hate. See what I hear is true and what I hear is fake. You know when I hear something that is a lie. You know how I get.
Yeah, you get
this based on the Lakers. Oh Lord, I can only.
And I ain't a Lakers fan. That's the crazy part.
Shit, you gonna be a Lakers fan?
It's gonna be centered around LeBron, I bet.
Nah, you going too far. You going too far.
I mean, if it's gonna be hating the Lakers, you better hate the Lakers from all points, not just LeBron. But I'll be amazed if it was only because of LeBron.
No, it's definitely not. So look, his first question, if you see it in the top left-hand corner, the debate is the Los Angeles are the greatest franchise in the NBA. Let me know when y'all want to pause and stop if y'all got any debates.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Not much.
5 of those titles belong to Minnesota, not to LA.
Okay.
You still hanging on to that bubble title? Talk to me.
Yes, we are. That counted. You know, everybody was there. All the teams were there. They were available. They were playing. So yes, that counts. And Minnesota is still the Lakers. I mean, still Lakers. So I don't understand. Just because we move cities, that doesn't change the fact that it happened with the Lakers. That doesn't change anything at all.
That says Los Angeles on your chest, though.
But the word that's bigger is Lakers. The Lakers are the bigger word there. That's what really happens. That's what really matters.
Tell me
the most.
about this bubble title. Glorified AAU. Grown men playing AAU is nasty work, my guy.
Okay, I can't dig that. They wouldn't play no fucking AAU basketball. Okay, all 30 teams of the National Basketball Association were in the bubble, whether they wanted to be there or not. They were hooping and they were all playing for real. I don't want to hear that AAU basketball shit. Just because no fans was there does not decline the fact that they were still playing games.
So wait a minute. Okay, so he's talking about when the Lakers were Minnesota once upon a time, and then he's also saying, oh wow, okay.
He's saying the bubble title is bullshit because he's claiming it as an AAU title.
Man, no one don't get her ass. That's not my problem.
Then he turns around and says that the Los Angeles Lakers technically don't have 5 championships. 5 of them belong to Minnesota. But that's still the Lakers.
What Lakers used upon a time used to be in Memphis,
Minnesota.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
They travel with the team. The dude, look, he hating, man. Look, that's what I'm saying. People be saying stupid shit like that. Nigga hating, bro.
I mean, shit me. The 5 original titles belong to the team, the organization, and the organization chose to move to the Lakers. It don't matter. The chip goes where it belongs. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Right. Like, don't nobody ever talk about the fucking Atlanta Braves. Before they were the Braves, they was the Milwaukee Braves. But another question. Another hoe today. But let the Knicks keep arguing.
But they were all there, though. Everybody was there.
The audience was on a Zoom call,
and they were there too. Everybody was there. If anything, that should make it. We're getting way too ahead of ourselves. Look, all I know is this: this is the greatest franchise ever, bro. This is second most championships in the NBA. You're talking about what we did back in the day. That still counts, especially you're gonna count what the Celtics did. And on top of that, we've been able to stay relevant practically every single last decade, star after star after star. That's something that no other franchise in the league can say.
All
so you
flash,
sitting there talking
no
about
substance.
one. How is it no substance? It has
All
more.
flash. You never developed nobody.
Okay,
Who'd you develop?
Let's calm
Magic?
down. We're getting.
Did the Lakers develop anybody?
Yeah, well, if you want to talk about somebody that got drafted and stayed with the team, you got Magic, you got Kobe. There's been a lot of players that came from the Lakers that were good. They got drafted by the Lakers.
Now you want to talk about develop? I mean, let's keep it real. What I think the only person that transferred was Kareem, and other than that, it's like everybody else was God gifted talent that got drafted. So yeah,
nah, you got Shaq too. Shaq, Karl Malone, Gary Payton. There's a few people they went and got.
Wait,
but even Dennis Rodman, even Dennis Rodman played for the
Lakers.
And Kobe technically didn't get drafted by the Lakers, but
okay, well,
that was a draft day trade though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But that's why I said,
look, his first NBA game was with the Lakers, so that's the Lakers. That's the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like let's say Trae Young ain't a Hawk, he a Maverick. Like nah, nigga, Luka ain't no Hawk, and Trae ain't no goddamn Maverick.
Agreed. But I mean, the Lakers, they have developed some talent. I mean, to say that they flat out have not at all. I mean, they drafted James Worthy. I believe they drafted Byron Scott. They had some guys. Jerry West, I believe they drafted him as well. I mean,
they had a lot of players, man. So the dude just talking outside his neck, man. Fucking the whole bubble shit. Like nigga, it was other teams playing in that shit too. It was other teams competing for that shit too. So I don't give a fuck. Like I see them motherfuckers ain't take away nobody. They don't take away Tom Brady's Super Bowl championship.
Hey.
I'm just saying though, they ain't trying to take that shit away.
I've been made a case off of that shit.
We're talking about the Lakers.
I've been made a case on that.
I know. I'm just saying though. I'm like the same way they don't want to take away Tom's. It's the same way they can't take away LeBron's. Because you know what that's about. When they say the bubble championship, it's because LeBron won it. If LeBron wasn't on that fucking team, they would have some other reason to talk about it.
Agreed. But we ain't about to do the Tom Brady shit because I don't want to hear them niggas in my comment section. I want to have to fight nobody.
Tom Brady sucked.
Way too ahead of ourselves.
Watch your mouth.
Who your favorite team?
Myself, Combo.
Oh, okay. Okay, good answer, because you know for a fact your franchise wouldn't be able to match up with mine. So that's a really, really great answer.
I am the franchise.
Yeah, you would have to say
You have
that, 'cause
no
no other
franchise.
would be able to match up with the Lakers, so you would have to say those things. But look, Lakers are the greatest franchise in the NBA. You tune in to watch basketball because the Lakers are playing. That's why you watch. Let's be honest with
No,
ourselves.
it's forced upon us by the media.
Oh,
get the fuck
Everything
outta
Lakers.
here.
Oh,
Get
so, but
the
you
fuck
can't tell
outta
me
here.
you watch
Come
them.
on. Get out of here. Come on. If that's the case, is the Boston Celtics forced on you too? It's like, nigga, it ain't forced on you. No one ain't told you to go turn to the channel and go watch that shit. You watch that shit because it's basketball. You was hoping they lose. In reality, you saw them win. Just stop crying. Stop all that wholeness.
Nah, I agree, but we definitely gotta fucking skip through this bullshit ass ad. But nah, JVJ, I'm skipping to the next nigga because this fucking
Yeah, this
argument.
guy just saying he just saying stupid shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what the next guy got to say on this argument.
Out there for
particularly.
sure, for sure. Not gonna lie,
What's good, man?
you're the biggest hater.
Oh,
man I've
Lord.
seen before, so
Oh, wow.
you're just a hater.
Okay.
All right.
So my name precedes me, and I'm happy, but I'm happy to debate you. You're very knowledgeable. So let's get to the facts.
Okay.
You started saying that the Lakers are the greatest franchise. Do they have more championships than the Boston Celtics?
No.
Are they the most valuable franchise in the NBA?
Right now?
Yes.
No.
Number 3. Okay. Are they the most viewed franchise in the NBA?
Depends on what day it is.
No. Do they?
Who?
The Golden State Warriors. Do they sell
Who's second?
the Knicks?
The Knicks? In what capacity?
In terms of overall viewership, who sells the most jerseys?
I think it's the Lakers actually.
It's the Golden State Warriors.
Golden
Stephen
State
Curry,
Warriors.
the number
Stephen
one
Warriors.
jersey
Whoa,
seller
wait,
in the
no,
world.
Curry sells the
Yes.
most. That team doesn't sell more than the Lakers.
Well,
though.
listen, we only talk about the player, right? LeBron.
No,
James,
no,
I think,
no,
is
no,
number
no,
2
no,
or
no,
3.
no,
But you said
and I
the
don't
team,
think-
though.
we
You
don't
saying
just
the
talk
team,
about
and
the
it's
play.
different, though. See, you tongue-tie yourself on that.
Switching it up.
See, that's that bullshit. And we talking about the freaking team itself anyways. Why you over here trying to pivot to a player?
I see why.
He misspoke. He misspoke.
I see why
That's what I'm saying.
JVJ
He got
said these
tongue-tied.
niggas would be hating, and I see why Low
They're gonna
also.
be hating.
I see why Low also said he is the biggest hater because that was some hating ass shit.
Player, we talk about the team.
Well, listen, now
it's
y'all
not
got-
just
next-
LeBron.
next-
It's also Luka. Then it was AD. There's no way you're telling me Draymond Green sells more jerseys than AD.
Listen,
There's no way you're telling me that.
Curry's carrying Draymond in jersey sales too. But let's just stick to the
Oh,
facts. So they're
okay,
not the most
okay.
valuable. They don't win the most. They don't sell the most. So what is
Well,
your
they do
argument?
sell the most.
What's your argument for saying that they're the greatest franchise? What is this argument based on?
They do sell the most. Just because one player on the Warriors sell more than everybody else doesn't mean that they sell the most. So let's get established that.
Okay.
Also, any team, any player that comes to this team immediately change the whole complexion of the entire NBA. Curry's been on the Warriors. The Warriors were not relevant, nor as relevant as once the Lakers got Luka. Jimmy Butler came on there, still wasn't as relevant. But overall, yes, the Celtics, they got us in championships. But again, that's a 10-year stretch, right? What happened again, like I said, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 20s. Like, you can go beyond that 50s and early 60s, right? You know, beyond that stretch of years, everything else has been dominated by the Lakers. Every single decade, the Lakers have been relevant. You tell me which franchise can say that. Which franchise can say throughout 60s till now has been relevant in every single decade?
I'll tell you right now. You mentioned them. The Boston Celtics have always been relevant, and you're talking about back in the day and who's won chips in the
Same
stands.
team you just
11 of the Lakers championships were before the 3-point line
I mean,
was even
literally, the
implemented.
young-
So a
positive,
lot of the things that you're basing your argument.
So let's be real, right? He literally said, I'm pretty sure the brother had mentioned beforehand, Lakers is one of the best teams. He never said it's the best, but it's one of the best, knowing that Boston's probably right there neck and neck or ahead, either which way. So that's just fair across the board. 2, of course, it's not going to be as relevant right now because, again, in the even in transfer of just player power and all that other stuff, it's like we already know where the team is right now. It's like it's floating. It's in abysmal. Whatever. And granted, now to the point where he made like, okay, Luka versus Jimmy coming onto the team, where did the, quote unquote, you say the level of Spanish came up? Like, let's be real. I'm sorry to say, like when Luka came onto the Lakers scene, yeah, he definitely changed everything the Lakers was doing because they were like, what? They ended up at number 3, number 4?
Something like that.
Jimmy came up on the scene and they went, I think Warriors came in like number 5.
Yeah, they were supposed to play each other in the playoffs.
Right. So it's like you look at that and see how that plays out, like as far as from an overall view. And then plus two, you gotta think about it to yourself is at the same time. It's like granted both Luka and Jimmy sort of came on drama a little bit, but even with like slightly without the drama, I mean who you already had that was pretty better than the next person. You think about that part. So at the end of the day, I don't see nothing wrong with what he's saying right there.
No, I can agree. JV, any points?
All right, the Lakers have been relevant. Besides those years way back in the day when they look, that's back when they didn't even let black folks play in the league. So I don't even know why they claiming those championships like that Boston got. Black folks weren't playing in the league, and then they got Bill Russell and they went on another run and got those. But they went on, that's where they really went on their big run once they started letting the nigga play on the team. But that was way back when. His point that the Lakers have been relevant every year, every era, every decade. They have. I'm not a Lakers fan, and I can't deny that.
No, I understand. I definitely get it. I'm trying to find this next argument. Okay, bet. Found it right here. So, next argument, I'm going to tell you all what it is, just so I can get the timer right. He said Kobe is the greatest Laker of all time. Now, I don't know if y'all agree or disagree. I'm pretty sure this nigga argument will make y'all have an opinion, but check it out.
Which was a valid argument, but y'all didn't even talk about the Spurs. It was some couple of teams that y'all didn't bring up.
Yeah, the Spurs not bringing them up.
On,
wow.
like, you know, your team.
It's tough because room full of New Yorkers don't want to applaud Boston, but that probably was the way to go.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next topic.
Kobe Bryant is a top 5 player of all time.
Player, not Laker. I'm sorry.
Out his way.
Oh, he came straight to the seat. I like that.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Oh, that's great. All right.
Seem like you're ecstatic about this one.
I am.
Okay.
I am. So Kobe Bryant's a top 5 player of all time to you.
Yes.
Would you care to list the other 4? No order.
I can. Michael, LeBron, Kareem, and then Duncan between 4 and 5 were Kobe.
So you don't have Magic over Kobe?
No.
Why?
Two-way impact, did it longer, just as many championships winning wise, and he was able to sustain impact longer than Magic was.
He was able to sustain an impact longer.
Yeah. Magic's career did get cut short in 91.
It did get cut short, for sure.
Fair to Magic.
How would you describe Kobe's last several years in the NBA?
Bad. I mean, it was 3 years where he tore his Achilles, so yeah.
Yes. But what did the Lakers really do, and Kobe especially, do of note after their 2010 championship? During Kobe's career?
I mean, they still competed, made the playoffs, tried to make another run at it. I think if we're going to hold the 3 years post 2010,
yeah,
it's kind of, I mean, I don't know, there's a majority of top 10, top 15 players that have those stretches throughout their careers.
So he had that stretch right towards the end of his career, the 3 where he's healthy, and then the 3.
Go ahead.
So I mean, right now where he's going out with this, he's just trying to find an angle. Honestly, you just digging for nothing. Because even if you try to say, okay, what Kobe did after the 2010s, okay, so what? I mean, more likely so, Kobe had a longer career than Magic anyway. So what are you trying to angle at? Because you can't angle nothing no matter what. I mean, yeah, granted, yes. When Kobe was there after the 2010s, him and the team was pretty much abysmal. The team trying to get younger players, the team trying to move up. Kobe wasn't, I would say the Kobe in early 2000s versus Kobe of later 2000s wasn't the same, for the simple fact of, if we were talking about Kobe back then in the same mindset, like, oh, I'm not going to pass the ball to you because you don't work hard and you goof around too much, and I'm only going to pass this ball to him because he's working hard and he's actually doing something, then I think, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. But even then, it's like, still, what does that have to do with Kobe and Magic at this point? Honestly, it's just dead air.
Well, we need to find out, is Kobe in your top 5, Wally?
I mean, look, so to his top 5 that he mentioned.
I'm talking about your top 5. Your top 5, please.
For my top 5?
Well, again, I don't even know who they is, but I'm just saying, is Kobe in it? Is Kobe in your top 5?
And we asked this question so much times, I don't even remember if I put him there or not. Okay, so he would be my top 5. He would be.
All right, CJ, he in your top 5?
If we talking about GOAT conversation, this might sound blasphemous.
Top Mount Rushmore, top 5 best players of all times. Kobe in the top 5.
His overall player, overall.
Okay, again, I ain't gonna front. Favorite players of all time? Yes. GOAT conversation? No. He's top
Kobe ain't
10.
in my top 5. Kobe ain't in my top 5. He in the top 10 though.
Hey, that's what I said. Favorite? Yes. But GOAT conversation? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here listening, letting them argue his points over
Well,
here.
yeah,
Because
that's what I'm saying.
I disagree with the point. That's what I'm saying. I'm on the other side of this one.
Yeah, I get you. But anything else
I
about it?
just don't-
No, because no, just pointing at well, we're focusing just on arguing, not for our own sake, but just for the argument that's being placed. But with these two, I mean, for his top 5, because he put it as what he said: Magic, well, not Magic, but he said MJ, LeBron, Kobe. Who else?
Duncan and Kareem.
Mhm.
Duncan. All right, so yeah, that's 5.
He
right
said
there.
Kareem or Hakeem, one of the two. I think he said
Yeah,
Kareem.
Kareem.
Yeah, he said
Kareem.
Yeah, he said Kareem. And the dude asked, well, Magic's not in your top 5. And he said the only reason why Kobe would be ahead of him is because of like certain impact and everything else of that nature and whatnot. I mean, the thing is, though, and this is another thing I have to point. If we're just pointing at this, right? I even hit this from a comparison. If in the time span that Magic did win chips, would you say it was because of Magic? Or would you say it was because of Kareem?
Both.
So it was both.
That's the sad part. That argument to get used against Kobe.
Yeah, it's the
But
same
that's,
thing.
what I'm saying. But look, but notice what CJ said. He said both. He said it wasn't one or the other. It was just both.
Yeah,
But
because
Kareem needed Magic and Magic needed Kareem, just like
Yeah,
Kobe
but-
needed Shaq and Shaq needed Kobe.
Right. But here's not supposedly.
What you mean,
Look-
Shaq? You don't think Shaq needed Kobe?
Remember. After Shaq was done with the Lakers and he moved on, didn't Kobe still win? So he didn't ultimately need
He
Shaq.
had it. Yeah, what? He needed Paul. Then they had to market the team. They had to get Paul Gasol. These
But that's what I'm
motherfuckers really
saying, though.
had
He
Karl
ended up was
Malone,
able to find
Gary
somebody
Payton.
else to win with. But that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't
No,
also
like everybody. Yeah, he
They
did.
both-
Everybody needs somebody to help them win.
Well, yeah, everybody needs somebody. But what I'm saying is,
I
okay,
think-
but I'm saying it again.
My bad. Go ahead, Wally. My bad.
With Magic, it was to even CJ's point. He said Magic needed Kareem needed Magic. Okay, done deal. So it's one without it can't be one without the other. All right, cool. But with Kobe can be like, okay, you could say the first two chips it was Shaq, but now when you move off of that and it's Kobe now by himself or working towards another guy that's gonna be his wingman, he still wins. So my whole point is, even from that standpoint, I still would give it Kobe over MJ because at the end of the day, as far as top 5 or just amongst the visuals of the Lakers, yeah, because Kobe was able to do it with somebody else. We haven't seen Magic do it with no one else.
Magic didn't win all them chips with Kareem.
Yes, he did.
Kareem was hurt one year.
One game?
Hey, look, that motherfucker Magic had to hold that shit down in the finals, man. Kareem
One
wasn't up.
game, man. He
Hey, that
wasn't
man
going
did
the
it
whole
up,
series.
man.
He wasn't going the whole series, Jay. Come on now. Don't do that.
No, I know he wasn't. But look, I'm just saying though, that argument saying Kobe won another one after Shaq left, you got better play. You got some more players on the team that helped out. Like that happens. You wouldn't say Pascal Siakam.
They both needed
Didn't
top
need
5.
Kawhi?
They both
Yeah.
needed top 5 players at the opposite position. So, example like this: Kobe needed a top 5 big, whether that was a small forward or a power forward. I mean, a power forward or a center. So, I don't give a fuck what nobody said at this time. Pau Gasol was a top 5 power forward. Don't believe me? Look at the stats and kiss my ass later.
Oh look, and
The
that's not
timing
forget.
the timing that he won at that time, yeah, he was good. I'm not saying
D-Wade,
that at all.
D-Wade,
And let's not leave the elephant.
have
Yeah.
been in his fucking second year?
Yeah,
D-Wade,
what you talking about? When
he was a top 5 shooting guard that year.
D-Wade, that's when he started turning it on. That's when they fall 6 times, stand up 8, 7, or whatever the fuck that shit was. But let's not forget the magical elephant in the room, because remember Kobe and Shaq, they didn't win their first year.
No.
But who they bring in? Who that famous coach they brought in?
Oh, you talking about Philly Phil. I thought you were talking about players.
Nah, they needed the coach too. It was the same thing with Michael Jordan. He needed Dennis Rodman and he needed Phil Jackson. And Dennis Rodman helped out a lot. Who coach helped? Like, it didn't matter if they went and got another chip with another player. That don't mean nothing to me. Just because you got it again with another player. Shit, you got
Kawhi did that shit with
Well, you
Tim.
gotta
and
look
he
at the
did it
circumstances.
with
That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Kawhi got it with the Spurs. He got one with Toronto.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, hey, by all
Yeah,
means, regardless of the circumstances and everything else. But all I'm saying is at this point in time is what is more telling? Could I keep on getting it with another star? I got to keep getting it with the same person.
No, I'm not saying that. They're saying they need somebody else to help them, Wally. That's the point I think me and CJ
I
making.
understand that, but I understand. I'm not taking that part away. I'm just saying he was able to still do that while getting someone else. That's what I'm saying. Like, it didn't matter if it was Shaq. Kobe eventually did it with Powell. Same thing. It's like, again, he's able to keep on winning or keep on staying success with the team getting to the finals, getting the chip. All I'm saying is we were able to see Kobe with a different person. With Magic, we wasn't. Supposedly.
Yeah, that ain't really. I don't like that point. But let's keep going. Because you know the team rosters change every goddamn year, right? There's new players on their team every year. We just pointing out one individual.
I'll say this though. In order for somebody to win a championship successfully, I don't care. If you're going to be the number one option and you're going to so-called be the best player in the league or the best player in your position, you're going to need a guy that's another top 5 at his position to win a championship. I'm sorry. Like, whether that be an offensive top 5 or a defensive top 5, like, he's going to have to be top 5. That's why Giannis and them won. Drew was top 5 defensive perimeter guards. He was locking your ass up from the perimeter. And Giannis was a top 5 defensive big, easily. That's why they won. On top of that, they can score. Turn around and look at other teams that actually could score. Like we said, Shaq and Kobe. Kobe was clear and by far, if not the one, the 2 best shooting guard in the league. Without question. The only reason why I say not the one because of Mac. T-Mac definitely was averaging 30 at that time.
T-Mac was a dog. He was a goddamn killer.
He was just on a shitty ass team.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mac was averaging 30, but at the same time, Kobe still top 5. Shaq was clearly the best center in the NBA.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah, the only team that I will say that skated by ended up winning a title with just having like one is Hakeem and that Rockets team.
Oh, well, you can add in some other teams that didn't have those guys because, you know, Detroit Pistons. Rip,
but at the same time,
well, none of them top 5.
But nah. Ben
Who was top 5 of that team? Top 5 in what? Blocks?
Defense. He won Defensive Player of the Year that year.
He did?
Yeah, and then turnaround Rip was like one of the best defensive guards in the league. And they had Tayshaun Prince too. He was a top 3 defensive guard in the league. That's 3.
You ain't call none of them top 5 players in the league or all-stars for real.
No, here go the thing.
I know you just talking about. I know you talking about a certain thing they did in the league that put them in the top 5 category. I got you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying them niggas. That's a team effort right there.
That's the same argument with the Bucks though, because you wouldn't say Drew or Middleton was a top 5 point guard or a top 5 shooting guard in the NBA.
Well, Middleton was an all-star. Look, he was an all-star. He was a fringe ass all-star, but he was an all-star. I never liked the nigga game, so don't get mad at me. I'll speak the truth. But he was considered because remember when they got Drew, they was like, oh, do the Bucks have a big 3? And I'm like, ugh. Ugh. You heard them motherfuckers saying that dumb shit. I was like, it's not a big 3.
I'll give Mitty his props because he got us a chip, and all respect to him. But be real, that nigga wasn't a top 5 shooting guard.
No, he almost lost. Look, he almost lost us a chip.
Exactly. Drew didn't because he was a top 5 defensive point guard.
Yeah, he was out there locking down. Yeah.
Let's see what these niggas talking about.
Where he's not so healthy and kept playing. And then let's talk about the beginning of his career where he kind of understandably had a slow start, very young coming into the league, especially on the first half of those 3 rings. Definitely more Shaquille O'Neal. Heavy, right? I think we can agree on that. Where does Kobe's kind of prime come in and this like longevity?
I think prime-wise, you can start it from either 2000 or 01 all the way to 2013. The peak of what you may be referring to is definitely in between like 03 to 2009 and 2010, which is, I think, a pretty long, sustained level of excellence. And I think, again, if we're starting at 2001 to 2013, that's like 12, 13-year stretch.
Sure. So, and they did a lot of nothing in the middle, right after Shaq left and before.
What, 2 or 3 years?
Like,
Time out. Classified was doing nothing.
not winning no championships, but competing. Like you already know when you supposed to be, they had already did a 3-peat. So Kobe was, at that time was supposed to be top of up echelon of the league. The expectation every year was win a championship. It's just like with LeBron, win championships every year. So people gonna talk about them differently and put some extra disrespect on his name during that time because he didn't win chips during that time. But you know what he's doing.
Lost.
You know what he's doing.
You just lost possibly the most, possibly. He is the most dominant center ever. But you possibly lost the greatest center of all time. And you're sitting here telling me what? He was supposed to actually do something? They didn't give him anything back from Miami. He got, I think he got Lamar and Sean Marion. Caron Butler and Sean Marion.
He did get Lamar Odom, didn't he?
I think Lamar. Well, yeah, he got Lamar. Because Lamar stayed there for a while until he got 6 man.
Yeah, they were trying, man. Look, if that man wasn't cracked out, he could have possibly been something. But cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Very much so. But either way, still, those 2 years, because again, that's why I say you got to classify what's nothing, because they definitely made it to the second round.
Yeah, they were still competing. They just weren't getting to the finals. And one thing I would take Kobe out of the argument, like real quick. He's talking about top 5 player of all time. You cannot be a top 5 player of all time if you was only the best player in the league 1 year out of your entire career. I just can't give it to you. I can't give it to you. You automatically disqualified. That's why Kobe don't apply. He doesn't qualify for my GOAT debate. He only got 1 MVP. Let's be real. He got 1 MVP. If we not counting that and we not counting chips, then we got to throw T-Mac in there because during that time when you was talking about T-Mac was dogging out the Western Conference. T-Mac was dogging them boys out. He just didn't have enough help. Yao Ming get hurt 1 year. Like, he get his shoulder fucked up. Like, man, look. There was a lot of players in the league that was better than Kobe when Kobe was in the league. There's only been one time Kobe was unanimously, well, not unanimously, because they still had some people thinking that Kobe wasn't the best. But Kobe was only the best player 1 year. I ain't trying to disrespect Kobe, man. He only got 1 MVP, man. They be trying to act like this man the god or some shit. He got 1 MVP. 1. In the league, love Kobe. Everybody in the league love Kobe.
Yeah, everyone in the league did not love Kobe.
I'm with Wally. Them niggas did not love Kobe like that.
Man, these motherfuckers love. I'm talking about the fans. The fans love Kobe.
The fans. Okay, yeah, you can say that shit. The fans, but the league.
When Kobe cheated on his wife, people still stuck with Kobe.
Agreed. He got a point.
And then only got 1 MVP, man. He only got 1 MVP,
no, wait a
bro.
minute. You say he only got 1 MVP, but he got 2 Finals MVPs. Come
that
on,
don't mean nothing. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, then we gonna put Kawhi Leonard up there. Then Kawhi got a Finals MVP. He got 2 of them too. He got 2 of them too.
Okay.
That boy ain't never been no MVP.
I'm gonna put that boy up there. So I'm gonna put a regular season MVP above Finals MVP.
Hey, all right, man. Look, Andre Iguodala in, nigga. Andre Iguodala.
Shit. He's gonna be on the lower tier anyways.
We ain't putting that. We ain't putting that shit. Hell no, man. We ain't putting that.
To Wally's point though, Jay. To Wally's point though, you got MVPs like Steve Nash.
Yeah, you got ones like Steve Nash, and Steve Nash didn't beat out Kobe. He beat out Shaq.
He did beat out Kobe 1 year.
Shaq lost. Shaq came in second both years.
Shaq came in second 1 year. He came in third the second year.
Who was number 2 then?
Kobe.
Kobe was that year?
Yeah.
I don't believe it, but I give it to you if you say it. Because I remember Shaq's stats when he was with the Lakers. Shaq outscored that nigga every game.
Miami?
It was a Miami year?
Yeah, that was Miami.
But how the fuck was Shaq in the conversation then? Nah, I thought Steve Nash got them when he was with Shaq was with the Lakers.
Nah, he got them bitches when Shaq was in Miami, dog.
Shaq wouldn't have been in the MVP conversation. That was Dwayne Wade team. I'm going to look that up. I think that was when Shaq was a Laker, man. I think that was when Shaq was a Laker.
Shaq was not a Laker. I'm telling you. Steve Nash got his MVPs, I believe, in 05 and 07.
Let's see, hold up.
Yeah, 05, 06 year and 06, 07 year,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, he got him back to back, actually. Yeah,
which is still tough to believe.
exactly. Yeah, he did. Shaq was definitely in Miami then, because Miami got a title in 2006.
Yep, because that 05, 06 year, Kobe was number 4 on the MVP.
Yeah, I just looked that up. Damn.
Yeah,
How time flies.
06,
How time
07,
flies, man.
I think Kobe was number 3 on that MVP.
That's what I'm saying. Cole, he was like 2 or 3. He was teetering. He should have got MVP one of them years. One of them years is them 81 years.
Ah, man, we ain't. Look, he can't be top 5 with one MVP.
I get you, but I'm saying the only reason why they consider that 81 year is because they were saying that they should have been like 13th in the West or something like that at the time. And then
we already know how that.
there was a playoff team still. At least they were like 7 seed that year.
But look. If I had to change the award and give it to actually the best player in the league, which I think the award should go to, the best player, you would have to start considering players that play on shitty ass teams. And that's how I would do it. But that ain't the way they do this shit. That ain't the way they do this. Sometimes it's a popular opinion or a committee, or we just tired of giving it to this one motherfucker, so we got to give it to somebody else. At the end of the day, he still got to live with that shit. The motherfucker got 1 MVP. You cannot be top 5 of all time and only got 1 MVP.
Yeah, because I hate to say it, but you're right, Jay, because by this fan fatigue bullshit, Bron should have about 5 MVPs right now, but that's another conversation. Let's hear this last little argument this nigga got to say. We're going to get up out of here. We're going to finish part 2 next week, though, because I definitely want to finish this shit for sure.
Come on, fans.
Oh, this that dude that can't argue coming up here.
Top five. Come on, man.
Top five.
There's 3 Lakers that are better than Kobe. And rest in peace, Kobe.
Let me hear.
Will Chamberlain, LeBron James, and Magic Johnson.
Hey, got him.
Jay, I hate to say it, no, he don't.
Look, the only one that he gonna argue is Magic. He's gonna argue Magic again. They're gonna argue Magic, but LeBron is better than
The
him.
greatest Laker.
Okay. Hold on, let me.
Tim Duncan, you already
14 though. That stretch.
Is he talking about their
He's in the
career
playoffs, was he not?
as a Laker,
time frame to
or
Lakers.
somebody that
You
played
said
for the
that.
Lakers?
Yeah.
Career as a Laker.
See, I gotta hear him say it again.
Top 5. Come on, man.
Top five.
There's 3 Lakers that are better than Kobe. And
me
rest
hear
in peace, Kobe.
Let me hear.
Will Chamberlain, LeBron James, and Magic Johnson, the great.
Hey, who gonna argue Wilt though? Who gonna argue Wilt? Please.
I think his argument is fair because he ain't talking about their career. He just talking about players that play for the Lakers.
No, he's
No
talking
matter how
about
long they play,
career,
but-
Jay. He's talking.
He didn't say career.
No,
He didn't say career.
No. Low, the nigga that's the Laker fan, he's arguing for career as a Laker. This motherfucker is up here arguing just fucking players that play for the Lakers. I get what Lowe's. No, he's
Low
doing
ain't
some bullshit.
arguing it. No, Low is arguing that Kobe is a top 5 player of all time. Obuddy came in and
I
argued
get
that
you.
Kobe ain't no top Laker.
That's what
He ain't talking about that.
And that's the bullshit right there, nigga. Because Wilt, his best games were not as a Laker.
I think he's just talking about anybody that played for a Laker, like for the Lakers at any period in time.
You can't add that.
Well, he didn't add the other part though. He didn't add career.
Let's hear the argument though. Let's lay the argument because I need to hear this.
I want to hear it. Go.
Oh, ooh, that just blew me a little bit.
Greatest Laker.
Okay.
Tim Duncan, you already admitted, is better. And we all know Michael Jeffrey Jordan is better than Kobe Bryant. So how is he in the top 5? My guy, there's not 20 top 5 guys.
Why is Wilt better?
He averaged 50, bro.
Did he win?
Of course.
No, did he win?
He won a championship.
No, did he win averaging 50?
But he won a championship and he averaged 50.
So he didn't win. Okay.
Changed
cool.
rules.
All right, cool.
You know he used to dunk from the free throw line?
He didn't average 50 when he played for the Lakers.
That's what I'm saying. He not arguing career for the Lakers.
This is a
That's what
nasty
I'm saying. So
argument.
dumb. It's just so dumb. That's what I'm saying. Like that shit.
This is a nasty argument, bro.
Tried to do that.
No, he
and
did
they
it.
changed it.
He did
it behind
it.
the scenes. They do it. Great for Wilt. Great
Who's
for
the greater player? But who's the greater player?
I would say Kobe is.
How so?
Because Kobe's impact, again, just because you go out there and put up a bunch of numbers, that is not, if it don't translate to anything, doesn't mean nothing. Something that will openly acknowledge himself. That's the reason why he adjusts his game as he continued to get older. So the idea of him going out there averaging 50, but if it didn't relate to anything, what is the point? right? So Kobe had the ability to go out there and average 35 in a slower pace era, much more updated and modern, while still also adjusting his game to compete at a very high level while still being a dominant player.
This era is all about analytics. He didn't do it as efficiently as Wilt.
Okay. Analytics is where I draw the line, not gonna lie. I can't do that.
I mean, shit, no one will do it analytically better than Will. Will was in a man. Come on, it's pathetic. It's pathetic.
Man, JV, give him some context real quick while I look something up.
I don't know what Wilt's efficiency was, but I'm pretty sure there's players in the league right now that got a better efficiency percentage. Kobe was a ball hog though. Like, we ain't gonna sit here and lie about that. Kobe took a lot of bad shots. He didn't trust his teammates a lot.
I mean, we know that. I mentioned that earlier, but my thing is that's not even my point. Like, just listen to this bullshit. I'm like, well, he got the better percentage. I'm like, come on now. You really want to be that stupid?
Well, I ain't gonna lie though. I use that argument against a lot of motherfuckers when they be talking about LeBron. It's like, oh, LeBron can't score. He ain't no scorer. I'm like, man, the motherfucker scores just as much as Jordan almost. 3 points off, and he was efficient as hell.
Like, all right, so look, but my thing is like even then, right? Okay, so look, field goal percentages. Wilt got Kobe over field goal percentages. Free throws percentages. Wilt got him in. Nope. Actually, Kobe got him in free throw percentages. And then, of course, Wilt never shot no threes.
Wilt's horrible at free throws. Let's start there.
And Kobe actually shot threes. So when you look at this, I mean, come on, bro. Like, come on, stop.
So
and then when you want to talk about the overall,
what's the overall field goal percentage?
So overall,
they need to put up true shooting. They need to show true shooting percentage. So you add in everything because he's back to the basket.
I want y'all to just look at this real quick, right? I know y'all gonna see a couple real life buckets, but JVJ and Wally, y'all do me a favor. How many offensive goaltending calls do y'all count? Cool, good little turnaround. Goaltend.
How was that goaltending?
What? That wasn't a lob?
The ball was going to be short to the rim. It was short to the rim.
Goaltend.
Well, remember, they didn't have the rule about the ball being over the cylinder during that time.
I get you.
So now in today's game, you could call it a goaltend.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a goaltender.
Granted, they only showing his little post work shots, and a couple of these look like repeat.
Yeah, but my thing is, I mean, the main point from this is you just got to understand there ain't no one really competing with Wilt at this time. Like, that's the thing. Like,
goaltend like fuck.
There ain't no one competing with him at this time. Like, let's be real about that. There ain't no one at this time of his career was competing like that. Like, all right, come on. Like, look. Like, Wilt played for like what? 1,045 games compared to Kobe's 1,346, and yet you only missing 5 points in difference from his own record of points on average. Okay. Then rebound is obvious.
No, we can clearly say this. Kobe played against better competition. I'll give him that. He played against way better competition. Wilt was just a giant amongst boys most of the time. He had a few people that was close to his height, but majority of these motherfuckers on the court were not nowhere near his height. He had a physical advantage. Playing with a lot of white folks. But
yeah, but they chopped that clip up real weird, but that clip I seen the first time, it was like 9 goaltends in a row. Not even gonna lie to you. All of them were like JVJ would say lobs, but them bitches wasn't lobs. They was like layups, and this nigga damn near blocked them to get a rebound.
Hey man, it lives for the 60s and 70s. It was lives for that time.
Go
throw it at the rim.
Or Jordan, or even LeBron.
Well, the efficiency when it comes to Wilt is questionable with his free throw shooting. If you want to say LeBron and Jordan, that's fine. LeBron and Jordan, that's fine. But then you're bringing up other players that, again, Magic, not on the defensive side of the floor, and I love Magic.
He was the best player on his championship teams.
How?
He was the best player on his championship teams.
What proves
3
that?
of those of Kobe's came with Shaq.
But what proves that?
Watch him play.
Kareem?
He's Magic Johnson. Kareem was old at the time.
See?
Kareem was
and this
old.
is my point why I made
Kareem
that
was
comparison
old.
earlier. This is why I made that point earlier.
LeBron.
Kareem was old when they won their first championship?
Yes.
He was old?
He was after 35.
He won MVP when they first won the
Exactly.
championship.
He's great.
Okay, so how does
And
that
he's
make
better
you,
than Kobe Bryant.
Whoa. Kareem, I agree. If Kareem won MVP, I've already named three. I already named three. I said Michael, LeBron, Kareem, and then Duncan and Kobe to me are interchangeable.
Michael Jordan was better, right? We got to name him.
I said Michael, LeBron, Kareem, and then Tim Duncan and Kobe interchangeable.
Larry Bird, 3 MVPs in a row, 30, 10, and 10.
No.
Clearly the more efficient, the better rebounder, the better passer, and the better scorer than Kobe Bryant.
But not the better winner, though.
What do you mean? He won 3 MVPs in a row and 3 championships, and he was clearly the best player on his team.
Who has more championships?
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
he won.
But it don't matter.
It doesn't matter about the championships.
Then he need to stop mentioning it then, because my thing is that didn't matter. Don't mention it.
I'm with Wally. If it don't matter, don't bring it up.
Like, well,
here, no, I'm with y'all on that. Old buddy shouldn't have said Larry Bird's 3 because Kobe got 4. I mean, he got 5. But the championships, I think once you get to 3, that shit's out the window. When we talking about the greatest, well, here you go, on my list, you know the way I do my category. The greatest of the greatest get graded on the 3s. The 3-man rule. You kill these 3, you're in the GOAT conversation. You're in the greatest conversation. 3 championships, 3 Finals MVPs, and 3 MVPs gets you in the door. Larry Bird and fucking don't qualify, and Kobe don't qualify. So when they argue about top 5, I'm like, Larry Bird's not in the top 5 either. Get him up out of here. He top 10. He top 10, but Larry Bird will be replaced in the top 10 in the near future. With the players that we got coming right now, he will be replaced in the top 10.
Uncanny, it don't matter. We still do bring up LeBron, even though the championship shit. We're saying it don't matter because anybody that has 3 or more championships, we throw the chips out the window. Because then at that point, we're just comparing you as a player, not looking at accolades. Because the accolades,
you always got to bring up LeBron.
The main reason I say that shit because
about LeBron.
Look, the main reason I say that shit all the time is because of Bill Russell. Like that's always going to be the nail that fucks up your goddamn fucking boat. We're going to sink your boat with that argument. People can't have a championship argument and use that as why somebody's the greatest when you can throw Bill in every fucking time. And nobody got Bill Russell as the greatest of all time. Nobody.
And who else? They even said not even Bill. Like, because who else is the like,
Robert Horry.
Right. Robert Horry. Who the fuck is claiming Robert Horry?
Dennis Rodman got a good little bit, but we just going to just having as much as Jordan. I'm like, look, nah, man, that's not the
John.
That's not the idea. Yeah, man, you can't. That's why I cut it off with the 3 shit, because then you start dabbling into that bullshit. Then you got 3 championships, you got 3 Finals MVPs, and you got them 3 MVPs. Now we talking, bro. We can have a conversation about some shit because now we got to talk about the player. We got to talk about the player. We already saw that you could win. You got the accomplishments for winning. Player in the league, we saw that. We good. Now let's talk about the individual player versus the other player. Like
after you throw the championships out the window, you have to just because once you hit 3, it's all error based at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because like JB said, if you played in the fucked up era, you can have 11 championships. You can be like Sam Jones and have 7 titles and 2 Finals MVPs. Like that shit look crazy as fuck on the nigga resume. Like, damn, you won 7 titles, but you only got 2 Finals MVPs. I mean, you were the best on 2, but you got 7 of them motherfuckers. Damn, who did you play for?
That's what they say with Kobe. That'd be my argument for the people that be putting Kobe up there. I'm like, yeah, he got 2 Finals MVPs, but he got 5 championships.
Well, actually, I'll take that back. Sam Jones got 9.
That's even worse. It's good for him, but worse for anybody trying to put him in an argument, in a conversation. So, look, man, I think it's bullshit. Like, I really want people to adopt that goddamn rule, man, because I think that makes the best sense when you're trying to grade the greatest players of all time. Like, fuck, man, they had to at least meet this prerequisite. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to have on a shirt and a tie to get in this club. If you ain't gonna got on the shirt and tie, you can't get in this club. You can't get in this club. And these niggas got to have their shirt and ties, and I forgot their shoes. Make sure you got your shoes too. You can get in the conversation. Outside of that, fuck all that.
So I'm looking at the stats, right? And I'm comparing and contrasting, trying to see this all the way. All right, look. So if I had to double back and be like, all right, so based upon what I've heard earlier in this argument, all right, fine. I ain't gonna lie, I'll put Magic over Kobe. Because now I'm looking at it sort of differently based upon other prerequisites that was like emotion. And if now that I look at it, I'm like, all right, I'll have to give Magic over Kobe. But even then, it's like still like just for like career wise, I might feel different as far as just looking at it on Kobe's end. But then as far as what you did and just looking at the bare facts, is like, okay, I'm gonna have to give it to Kobe. I'm gonna have to give it to Magic, even though it's like his tenure with the Lakers is small, but still, like, pick it what you want to do with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because when you look, because now when I'm actually just analyzing stats in between and plus their own awards, yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Magic.
Agreed. I agree with you. But hey, look, we finna get the fuck up out of here because I gotta get the hell up early as hell in the morning. I got some appointments and shit. Before we get up out of here, JBJ, let everybody know where they can find your boy. By the way, we are gonna finish this shit next week, and we is gonna do this NBA playoff trivia because I ain't gonna lie. By next week, this time, I think the finals gonna be fucking over. But JV, let everybody know where they can find you at.
And y'all know y'all can find me over here on the JVJ Network for the rest of my days until Thursday, Friday-ish. And then y'all can find me back over on Let's Talk with JVJ. But we on both, man. We trying to build up over here on the network. So every time I do something over here, I'm doing something over there. Just vice versa. Check me out.
Yeah,
like, share, subscribe.
As always, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Wally, let everybody know they can find you at Doc.
Whenever I pop up through the network, through whatever means.
As always, you know Wally with them little blank intros. You know my boy gonna be up here. You know he gonna be somewhere in the YouTube network and all this other shit. My bad, Uncanny nigga was kind of rushing shit today. I'll make sure I drop the link. Hey, by the way, too, when it get closer and closer to the closeout games, I'm gonna try to do some watch parties and shit. So you know what I'm saying, we can chop it up on here on live. So those that normally don't be up here for like a show panel base, you can come up here like Wally and shit, but you got to show your face in the back chat first and we let your ass up here to make sure you ain't on no bullshit. But yeah, if you want to pop up for some of the watch parties, let me know. I'll drop the links for whenever that shit gonna come, but it'll be closer to the closeout games, whenever the fuck that'll be. But we about to get the fuck up out of here. You can always find me, C Money, JVJ Network, Sundays. I said Sundays again. Fuck. Mondays. You see that damn Sunday schedule now. Mondays. Somewhere between 6 and 8, apparently, because 6 o'clock it's kind of a cool little time at this point. I ain't gonna front you 6, 7, somewhere around there. I fuck with that shit. But y'all can catch us that. Find me on my music channel, 414 CJ, somewhere on the YouTube channel. You'll find it. As long as you see matter of fact, hold up. Let me see this. You'll see this fucking ugly ass picture I got up here. Hold on.
John Dummy make the beat.
Okay. That's all you getting for right now. You got to go over to that damn channel and figure that shit out. But hey, we about to get up out of here. Deuce. Peace. See y'all next Monday. Damn.